In some ways, I guess you could say the inspiration for White Space is in many ways a conversation or an exploration in freedom, possibility, and contradiction. I think there's certain assumptions that people may have with a title called White Space, and I love that. I love that in all of the ways that hopefully encapsulates the way that I move through our dance ecosystem. As a Black queer choreographer, I think that there's always an assumption of what I'm going to be making. I think it is interesting to me to think about choreographers like Merce Cunningham or Trisha Brown, who I don't know if anyone has ever called them a white choreographer, but they are in a lot of ways associated with ideas of postmodern expressionism or contemporary dance and the like. All these terms come up. But if you were to think about someone like Garth Fagan, who is working on an exploration in his body, it's always that he's a Black choreographer doing whatever. And I'm not saying in any way that one is any more free than the other, but I think that it's interesting to think about the additional labels that need to go on the work of someone like a Garth Fagan or like myself.
Thinking about just what a white space means to us as a group, and a lot of it has to do with the idea of a blank canvas where you can bring a lot of ideas and smear those ideas and redefine them, and there's so much in that hope.
Have this blank space and then you add one. And that one comes with their history, with who they are. People blend and become community, but then always can step out in a second and become an individual.
I feel like we didn't have to imagine what a white space is either, because it's been snowing outside and it brings ideas of peace and quietude and danger and isolation, and also warmth and togetherness. So there are all these things that are kind of interplaying, I think, within the creation of this.
So you have to see your work as deeply spiritual work and deeply healing work for the people who are experiencing what you're offering.
Watching dance, and especially watching Kyle's work over the years, I understand that the sound is equally as important. And it should engage the audience in a way that makes them question what they thought the music was once they leave the space. And then what the language of the choreography is as well. And that for me is a beautiful challenge. And the company looks so great, so you want to also give the company something that they, I can't wait till that moment, you know? You want to give them something that they can fall in love with too.
I'd like to think that whenever you're studying any dance form, there's still space for freedom, expression, and interpretation. And I think a lot of those ideas and those philosophies come into the conflict, the contradiction, and freedoms that exist in the way that I'm allowing myself to be inspired by a title called White Space.